OpenAI dropped two models in 3 days and retired DALL-E. Amazon just gave every Prime member a free AI doctor, and Snapchat fired 1,000 people because AI writes 65% of their code. Meta is about to fire 8,000 employees for the same reason. Three stories, all from this week. Hi there, my name is Rocco. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with GPT 5.5 on Terminal Bench 2.0, which tests how well the model handles complex command line workflows. GPT 5.5 scored 82.7%. Claude Opus scored 69.4%. Gemini 3.1 Pro actually scored 68.5%. So that's not a marginal lead, that's a gap. On SWE Benchmark Pro for coding, Claude Opus still leads by 64.3%, and GPT 5.5 hits 58.6%. But OpenAI has made this very spicy. They said in the launch post that Anthropic might have memorization issues on SWE Bench that inflate the score. I see this as a corporate diplomacy for we think your number is fake. Greg actually called GPT 5.5 a new class of intelligence and said it's big step toward a super app, which is the vision he and Sam Altman have been hinting for months and months, combining ChatGPT, Codex, and AI browsers into one unified thing. And the numbers behind OpenAI right now are completely wild. 900 million weekly active ChatGPT users, 50 million paying subscribers, 4 million people on Codex, 9 million paying business users. The scale is becoming hard to comprehend. Now the second launch, the GPT Images 2.0, and this one might matter more long term. It's the first ever image model with built-in thinking capabilities. Before it just generates anything, it researches your prompt, plans the composition, reasons through the layout, then renders. A researcher described it as an AI you interactively talk to and it responds. Guess what? It can generate 8 images from a single prompt with a character object continuity. What this means for you is like you can ask for a comic strip and get 8 consistent frames, or 8 outfit variations of the same person, or 8 product shots of the same object in different scenes. And the text rendering is massive. A year ago, AI couldn't spell burrito in a restaurant menu. ChatGPT Images 2.0 just generated a menu that can be printed and used in a real restaurant. So it can work in different languages like Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Hindi, or Bengali, or whatever. So it's currently number one on the image arena, 242 point late over anything else. So that's completely dominant. And you know what? So the OpenAI is retiring DALL-E 2 and DALL-E 3 on May 12th, fully depreciated. The product line is completely gone, but Images 2.0 takes over. And here's one more thing. When TechCrunch asked in press briefing what model actually powers Image 2.0, OpenAI declined to answer. So they won't say what's under the hood, which is completely unusual. Usually the companies celebrate their architecture. OpenAI keeps this one secret, which tells you something different about it. So OpenAI is shipping faster than anyone can keep up with, but the next story isn't about the new model. It's about the entirely new distribution play, because Amazon just did something that no AI company has been able to pull off it yet. So they made AI healthcare for free for over 200 million people overnight. Amazon just launched AI health agent, and if you have a Prime membership, it's completely free. 24/7 access through Amazon One's medical service. We pay doctors to interpret lab results. Amazon just made it as a Prime feature. For the same $14.99 a month, that gets you 2-day shipping. Here's what it does. So you can basically ask it health questions. It interprets your lab results, manages your prescription renewals, it books your appointments, and it handles over 30 common conditions through direct messaging with real providers. Nearly 2/3 of Americans feel overwhelmed by healthcare systems, the complexity, the wait times. The cost Amazon is positioning this as a fix, an AI layer that makes the system usable. And think about what this does for Amazon as a company. They already have Prime, Pharmacy, and One Medical. Now they have AI sitting on top of all of it. Healthcare isn't a separate service anymore, it's a feature of the membership. But here's the angle that nobody else is covering. AI health agents aren't new, there are dozens of them. What's new is in the distribution. Amazon has 200 million Prime members. Overnight, AI healthcare becomes more accessible than through any hospital system in the planet. This is the same play that made Amazon big in the first place. They don't always have the best product, they have the best distribution. And once they have it running through Prime, it's really hard for anyone else to compete. Now, let's be honest about the concerns. AI interpreting medical data without enough clinical oversight is a real risk. Lab results need context, symptoms need nuance. Misinterpretation can be really dangerous. So here's what Amazon says. So Amazon says that the agents hands off to real providers for anything beyond the 30 common conditions. But the scale here is the thing that changes the conversation. We have spent years and years debating whether AI could be in medicine at all. The bigger question was always going to be who gets to distribute it. And Amazon just answered that. And here's the second order effect. Every other healthcare company is now watching. Companies like CVS, Walgreens, United Health, they all have AI projects. But Amazon just raised the bar on which they included it for free. The AI arms race in healthcare just got a starting gun. Okay, so Amazon building AI healthcare into Prime is one side of a story. The other side, the one that gets really uncomfortable, is what happens to the people whose jobs AI is actually starting to do. And this week, two massive tech companies gave us a real clear answer to that. Snapchat CEO said AI now generates 65% of their code. Google said 75%. Then both announced layoffs and their stocks went up. So this is a pattern that I see now. Two massive layoffs this week and they are both pointing to the same thing. Snapchat is cutting 1,000 employees, about 16% of their workforce. And Meta announced plans to cut 8,000 jobs starting May 20. Even Snapchat CEO put the reason directly in the SEC filing. AI now generates about 65% of their new code in Snapchat. Smaller teams can do the same work because AI is writing most of it. Snapchat is projecting over $500 million in annualized savings. The stock jumped 11% the day they announced the cuts. An activist investor named Ironic Capital had been pushing for exactly this for months and months, and Wall Street completely loved it. Meta is actually doing the same thing at much bigger scale. They are actually redirecting $135 billion into AI infrastructure, building their own custom chips called MTIA to reduce their dependency on NVIDIA. And they need to fund that shift. 8,000 jobs getting cut is part of how. Now connect this to what we covered earlier this week. Google said this week that 75% of their new code is AI generated. Snapchat is at 65%. Two of the biggest platforms on earth, and both of them are shipping the most of their code through AI. And the second thing they did was but thousands of humans. If you want to stay ahead on how AI is actually changing the world, follow me. I share this one every week. See you on the next one.